Hey everybody, Morgana Galaxia here. Welcome back to my channel. Glad you're with me today. So I'm getting on today because I want to read on the January 6th Commission. I guess they are going to finally start having those public hearings on primetime TV starting next month. So I'd like to get into that and see if the cards have anything to tell us about how that's going to go. So live hearings, primetime TV, they're going to be calling witnesses. You know, they really want to use this to sort of, I don't know. I mean, you know, country's pretty divided, right? All the people against this insurrection are pretty firmly set, and, you know, the MAGA people are pretty firmly set. So it seems like they're just trying to get as many people kind of out of the dark side as possible, you know, trying to inform as many people. I mean, so many of these MAGA people, right, watch Fox and OAN, and they never turn the channel. So they believe all these lies, but they don't get any alternative information. So let's see if, well, let's just start off with a general read on this. Let's see, what do we want to ask on this January 6th meeting? Just how successful will it be in changing people's minds, right? Moving people away from believing that big lie, thinking that Trump was robbed, and understanding that, you know, he orchestrated a coup against the nation. So how is these televised hearings going to be received by the nation? I guess that's the first thing I want to ask, is how will these live hearings be received by the nation? How will they be received by the nation? All right. Let's see, bring it down for the spread here. Let's see. Let's do a little, let's see. Okay. Well, we're starting off here with the Empress. So, you know, this is a nod to the nation, right? It's the land. The Empress basically presides over the abundance that we all enjoy. So yeah, this would be the land to me, the country from coast to coast. Everybody in it is going to be paying attention to this. This is a karmic matter. And, you know, just something really important to our nation here. And yeah, so we're all going to be paying attention. The challenge for this committee is, here's the Two of Swords, right? So this is the indecision of the American people, of the Trumpverse, of everyone who still believes in the lies and, you know, believes that the election was stolen. They're really going to be called on, for those that actually devote the time to watch. A lot of them, I think, will be turning off, right? But those that watch will really come face to face with information they didn't have before, perspectives they haven't heard before. They're going to have to be facing their own belief system, their own version of the truth, their own egos, right? Their own sense of pride. You know, it takes a lot to say, I was wrong. I didn't know. I did believe this wackadoodle thing. Oh my God, how could I have done that, right? It takes a lot, a strong person to be able to do that. And so, you know, they want to keep the blinders on. They're having a hard time coming to that understanding, coming to that decision. So this is a choice to be made, right? A choice to be made. You can choose to believe the crazy lies, or you could choose to accept some truth and maybe change your mindset. So there's going to be a lot of people keeping their blinders on, refusing to make that decision. But this card is telling, you know, that is the challenge for the committee, is getting people to change their minds, make a better decision, see the light. But the fact that this is a challenge means that it is confronting people to do that. Whether they do it or not, it's kind of on each individual person, but they are going to be called to take their blinders off and make a decision to believe the truth. But this is the challenge of the committee. Getting people who are really stuck in, really stubborn, really adamant about Trump and, that the election was stolen. It's going to be hard to change their perspectives because they don't want to see, they don't want to see. The outcome, we have the Page of Cups. So this is the call, the communication, all the information that's going to be coming out. Well, I don't want to say the information. It's like a message. So it's going to be newsworthy. The media will definitely be talking about it. It's going to be in prime time. So there is communication out there. But with this page, maybe it's like a beginning of it. It's starting the conversation. Okay, I'm going to get a little deeper in on this read here. Okay. So under the Empress, under the nation that's really paying attention to who's going to be paying attention to this story and these hearings, we have the devil. Okay, so the nation is being tricked, is being hoodwinked. The devil's at play. The liar, the deceiver, is at play and has really did its damage, most especially with us here in the nation, regular Americans, right? Whether you're blue or red or purple or whatever state you live in, the devil has been messing with you. The devil is wreaking his havoc. So we know that there's sort of evil forces at play here, malicious forces at play, deceiving, lying, criminal, right? This is the devil, the worst of the worst. So this isn't just an innocent, people believe two different things, there's validity on both sides, No, there was malicious intent behind this coup. There was lying, deceit, intentional propaganda, right? Trying to trick the nation. This is falling under the nation. So yeah, these people are playing the American populace for stooges. And like I said, the challenge of this hearing is getting people to change their minds. And underneath that card, we have the Six of Cups. This is that nostalgia and going back to the past. So they don't want to take their blinders off. They don't want to see the truth. They might have trouble changing their ideology, their mindset, their beliefs because they can't move forward into a more modern world. They can't move forward into the truth of the matter. They're stuck in the past. They're stuck in nostalgia. They want it to be the way it was. People know that politicians are corrupt and lie all the time, but it's just that, what Trump et al. Did with this lie and this coup, really far beyond anything that's ever happened in this country before, right? We've never experienced anything like this. Some people just can't fathom that something that serious happened. It must be a lie. It must be a fraud. It must be a hoax, right? How could something like that, how could a president try and overthrow the country? Some people just don't want to believe that. They just, they want to hold on to that Republican GOP pride. These politics is almost like religion in this country, in that whatever you were born into, that's what you are. If your parents were GOP, you're GOP. If your parents were Democrats, you're Democrats. And people just kind of grow up in this, right? It's very normal, but that's how it is, especially in the Midwest and these southern states where the GOP just really have a stronghold. It's generational adherence to the GOP. And that is so hard to break. Even people who think Trump stinks support him because he's the GOP candidate, right? So, yeah, a lot of these people are not wanting to see the truth, change their mindset, because it would go against everything they've believed their whole life, and their parents and their grandparents. There's generational loyalty to the GOP here. So that's what's going on there. Under this call, this announcement, this news, we have justice. That's right. That's what they're trying to tell us right here. They're trying to give us the information to bring justice to this situation. I mean, it's pretty clear cut. The January 6th Commission, the committee, has been formed in order to bring justice, to hold people accountable, even if it's by, moving it on to the AG's office. Well, it is pretty clear. Justice is what is being announced, what's being broadcast with this live hearings is going to occur next month. So for my final row here, under the devil, that's right, we have the Three of Swords. So yeah, all the people across the nation who've been lied to, hoodwinked, tricked maliciously, maybe some of them are going to understand that they've been lied to, betrayed by their own party or people in their party, that they've been a victim, okay? So this very much has to do, there's a lot of variables with this whole coup, right? There's a lot of stuff going on here. But the tricking and lying to and of the American people is one of the big themes, and it's really what's keeping this thing going. Is just people don't want to hold Trump at all accountable for what they did. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to see it. It's a lie. It's a hoax, right? Because the devil's been tricking them. Well, I think a lot of them are finally going to understand. Maybe not all of them. Some just don't want to take that mask off. But some will understand that they were betrayed. Okay. So, under the next card, we have Temperance. So this is under the Two of Swords, the people not wanting to face the music, just too loyal, too many generations loyal to the GOP to do that. Then there's the Temperance card. So this is bringing in some balance and some moderation and some prudence. So even those that want to hold on, they're going to be kicked back on their back heel. They're going to have to bring some balance to their viewpoints, some balance to the information. They're going to be getting information to balance their beliefs, their views, their understandings, and it's going to make them more moderate, more careful, and more prudent moving forward, which is great. That's that's a minimum of what we'd hope for, but it is something that we're hoping for, that people kind of start chilling out, right? Stop being so extreme. This is mitigating extremism here, this prudence and care and balance. So it's hopefully will maybe bring that far extreme a little more back to center. Or maybe we need to remember American values, remember what the rule of law means, remember that, sex abuse is bad and corruption is bad and multiple bankruptcies are bad and, constant lying is bad. People need to start remembering their values again. This is going to bring that in right here. Okay, so on the last column with the media, that message, that announcement, bringing justice to our TVs, our final card is the Moon. The Moon. So the Moon does bring light to the dark, not like the Sun. So the Sun is full on exposure. Okay, that's what we're hoping for with these hearings. The Moon is a reflected exposure, but it does bring light. it does reveal, it can reveal hidden agendas, it can reveal secrets and lies, and it just can reveal the sort of emotional turmoil that's underpinning a lot of this stuff. With the final card, though, with the moon, I think I'm feeling the better, higher meaning of this card, in that it can, you know, it kind of goes down into the darkest corners, those darkest cracks and crevices, and starts to bring light into them, and to expose them, you know, to bring more light. So it's not the sun. We're not gonna, you know, unfortunately, we're not getting the full exposure that I think we're assuming we're gonna get. But I think this is telling us it's gonna get to the intentions, the darker motives, you know, the secrets, the things that they're keeping under the rug, you know, and that's exactly what this hearing is supposed to do. Uncover the evidence. Give the American people the evidence. Tell us the whole story. And I do think that this card is pointing to that, to uncovering what was hidden. All right. Bringing out what was in the shadows. Putting a little bit of light on what was dark, and showing us the twisted emotions and the twisted, you know, lunatic thinking that was, you know, at the heart of the devil's work here. So yeah, that is what I'm getting for that first general read on the hearings next month of the January 6th Commission. So I would like to, so I did see a headline that A.G. Garland has requested transcripts from the January 6th committee. He has requested their transcripts. So he is looking to read, you know, all the information of that committee. So let's take a look at Merrick Garland, huh? Where's Merrick Garland in this process now? Is he finally about to get up off his ass and do something? Is, you know, is it, I don't know if he's if it's going to be before these hearings or after these hearings. I'm guessing after, because it would be better for him to have as many Americans support him as possible, which it would happen after these readings, ideally. But let's take a look. What's Merrick Garland, you know, doing right now? What is his status right now? Is he getting ready to do something? You know, what's his next move? Come on, cats. Here, I'll bring you down for laying the spread. Just get one more little shuffle here. All right, let's take a look at Merrick Garland. Come on, Merrick. Well, we're starting off here with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups has to do with loss. Not a total loss, it's a partial loss, but you're focused on what you've lost. So what is Merrick Garland doing? This is kind of telling me he's struggling. He's in the AG's office, struggling with some people who are trying to undermine him. Okay, I think we've kind of, you know, lots of people have been talking about this for a while. Trump put a lot of people in the AG's office. Merrick, for some reason, and or Biden didn't just clean house and get rid of them all. I think there's a lot of in-house fighting problems, some ideological battles still going on in the AG's office that might be hampering Merrick Garland, where he's not focusing on what he needs to be focusing on, because he's looking at his spilled cups, things that he's losing, problems he's having, some challenges. His challenge with the Nine of Wands is that he's been kneecapped. He's in a self-defensive posture. You know, he's been battling, he's been fighting. And, you know, the advice of the card is, you know, don't give up. You know, even when you're at your lowest, you're not down and out, right? Don't give up, keep going, keep fighting. But yeah, he's going to have to dig in if he wants to succeed, because he's been under a lot of pressure, a lot of attacks. He's been brought low, all right? His outcome, though, with the Lovers is a partnership here that's going to be a resource for him, and that's going to bring some balance. So I think, you know, these cards would just be telling me that the reason Merrick Garland hasn't been as active as we've kind of been expecting him to be is he's dealing with a lot inside the AG's office. There are some forces in the AG's office that are destabilizing him, but distracting him and siphoning off his energy and his attention. They've really been battling him here. But for the outcome, there's a Lover. So there's going to be someone stepping in who's going to be supportive, give advice, form some sort of commitment, and just help rebalance the situation. Now, it could very well be the very hearings that we're talking about. I'm really putting a lot of that information out into the public, might help him focus, might help him do his job. But, you know, I'm getting the sense more with the Lovers that there's a person, right? A person, maybe it's Cheney or whoever is heading. Well, Cheney's not technically the head of the commission. It's that other gentleman, I forget his name. But someone is going to be forming a partnership with Garland here to help him, support him. He's going to get a commitment of some kind. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, let me see if I can, maybe one clarifier. Show me what this Lover's card means. Who is that? All right, so pulling 10 of Wands, carrying a heavy burden here. Carrying a heavy burden. So yeah, I think this is a January 6th commission for sure. I mean, they are carrying a heavy burden. They're carrying a lot. They got a lot of information, a lot of evidence. There's a lot of information they need to get out there, a lot of work they're doing, right? I mean, they're carrying the burden of trying to save democracy. But again, all the subpoenas, all the evidence, all the documents, there's a lot there that they're carrying into the public view and that they're going to be providing to Merrick Garland here. So I think it is the hearing and whatever, like I said, he's requesting the transcripts from this commission. I think that that's going to be what he needs to move forward. He needs their help. He can't do it alone. He needs their commitment, their assistance, their support. And here, they're coming with it right here. They've got everything Garland is going to need to continue forward with his job. All right. Yeah, I think that I'm going to leave it there for today. I can't wait. I'm going to be watching those hearings like crazy. I know all you guys are too. And yeah, we'll talk about it again, right? But yeah, take care, everybody. I will see you in another couple of days with another reading. And until then, have a great couple of days. All right. Bye, everybody.